Taron Johnson, Weber State.
Johnson's the nickel corner. They play a lot of 5 DBs. Simeon throws underneath. On third down, it's complete, but Traquan Smith will be about 3 yards shy of the first down. Allen starts from the 35. And Josh to work right away. It's complete to Diggs. Got out of 2 tackles. Diggs down the sideline, 14 yards.
Field, you think that stuff just happens all the time.
2nd and 4, he will keep it. Many designed runs with Allen. He is second on this team in rushing yards. 340 coming into tonight. Bills on the move. First down, Allen. Complete. Diggs. Just shy of first down mark. Gain of 9.5 against this New Orleans defense.
This is when man-to-man, these corners go to find their matchups.
Beasley in motion. Allen trying to run. Good hurdle by Allen, who's so proficient at leaping over folks. First and goal for Buffalo. From the 7, Allen swings it underneath, taken in, and to the goal line and in for Dawson Knox, and a Buffalo touchdown.
You know, in and out of the huddle, up and down. They play with a lot of personnel groups. There's typically a lot of shifts and motions, and yet, as Sean Payton would say it, we're going to come into this game and call the plays, call the songs they know by heart.
Think back to his Green Bay days. First down of the game for the Saints. Simeon play action is complete. A good broken tackle by Traquan Smith will take him down to the 42-yard line. Back-to-back first downs, a gain of 14. He'll spring 4. Simeon almost escaped the sack but could not. Mario Addison comes up with his team-leading 4th sack of the season. Nothing like the noise in the dome. 3rd and 2, Allen hitching. Nothing open. But his legs take care of it at Josh Allen. First down. Started to slide a bit early there, but was beginning to slide past the mark. First down, Buffalo. Allen, pressure from behind, and he goes down. His college teammate at Wyoming, Carl Granderson, taking over at the 38-yard line. And to the air, it is little Jordan Humphrey, who's anything but little. He's 6'4", 225.
Here you are at 3rd and 10, which is a tough out.
And they're going to run on 3rd and 10, and Montgomery going to try to get there. He'll be about 3 yards short at the 42. Let's see what Sean does here on 4th down. 4th and 2, and they will go for it with a run with Jones. No chance. Mario Addison, who had a sack earlier, comes up with a tackle for loss here.
This is when the Saints typically play a lot of man, but they're definitely confused right now.
Allen on the boot as Gabriel Davis wide open. Beautiful play design. Davis out of bounds at the 20. It's a gain of 26. On 3rd and 3 with 5 in the pattern, the pressure coming. Allen tries to take off, but he will not get there. Caden Ellis, who made his first start of the year against Tennessee. Bass, who's had a very good season, 2 misses last week in the really windy conditions in Orchard Park. Pure on that one.
Take advantage of some intermediate passing game. Every now and then it's a play action to take a shot. It's a screen, but the ability to sustain some drive, try to wear down this defense a little bit.
Simeon's going to keep it, and he'll get the first down out to the 32-yard line. He tried to hop and walk on it, then went on the ground. 30, bottom of your screen. Dane Jackson, 2nd-year player, comes in his stead. 3rd and 10 for Simeon. Pressured, hit as he threw, and incomplete. Straight through shot on Simeon from Ed Oliver. Allen out quick. Beasley with a little bit of a pick, and Emmanuel Sanders, the former New Orleans Saint, gets the first down right at the marker, the 36-yard line. On Sunday. Allen with time, throws in the middle, throws an interception. Bradley Roby comes up with the pick.
Situation where you're just not on the same page with the receiver.
Allen 7th turnover in the last 4 games. Simeon, nothing open, and he will go down as Oliver's had 3 good plays in a row.
was the first time he ever played at the Superdome, so emotional to leave.
Oh, so awful. 3rd and 18, thanks for showing. Here's the pass. It's complete to the fullback, Adam Prentice, who's across midfield. They'll tackle him at the 49. He's still 8 yards shy of the first down. As all the Buffalo folks told us to have him back in the lineup this week. 4th and 8. Blake Gillikin, they bring pressure, and they're going to throw it, and it's incomplete. They're trying to throw it to little Jordan Humphrey on the sideline, but the coverage from Saran Neal. Feature on Josh Allen. You don't want to miss it coming up at halftime. They take over a good field position, throw it to Cole Beasley, a half-yard shy.
But up top, you got better matchups.
And Allen goes that way. Sanders trying to keep his knees in bounds, and he did. And Allen running around. Knox gets free for the touchdown, but there is a flag down.
Ineligible downfield. Number 65. Offense.
And then call a timeout and take a couple shots at the end zone.
Allen. Intercepted Quan Alexander. The pressure got to Allen, and he is intercepted again. Back-to-back picks for this New Orleans defense. To New Orleans to support the road team. 3rd and 7. Saints bring 5. Allen's looking for a way out, and he's going to do it with his legs. Knocked down, but a first down at the 38-yard line for Josh Allen. 3rd and 2. First, he's covered, but he comes back to Beasley and gets the first down at the 40-yard line. 61 on the season. Singletary, good run, Devin Singletary inside, got out of a tackle and gets a first down. 2nd and 10, and Allen throws sideline, that's out of bounds, and a flag should be thrown here. Marshawn Lattimore was involved with Stephon Diggs. Diggs was on the way on the white on the sideline when the ball was thrown. And Lattimore wants to know about these two lock it on.
Number 23. Ball is placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
So we're going to let you throw balls underneath, and you know what? We're going to get a sack or a holding call or get a pick, and that's what they've been able to do.
Singletary to the left, cuts it up. Good hard run here by Singletary. Through another tackle. Still on his feet. 16-yard powerful run by an inspired Devin Singletary. Beasley in motion. Allen looking at Diggs. Going at Diggs. Diggs got it. Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs.
These, with Tre'Davious White out of the game, take advantage of the matchups outside on these corners.
Simeon goes quick, tries to take off. He's tripped up by Ed Oliver, will only gain a yard. Oliver's been outstanding tonight. Michelle Tafoya on the sideline. Terry McCauley with us here in the Dome as well. Bills up 17-0. And Allen to the air and complete. Gabriel Davis inside the 35 and pushed out of bounds at the 32. Michelle, good throw from Allen. Down here yelling, Drew, can you come down here and do that? Allen's throw is complete to Beasley. He's going to be short of the first down.
I think they thought I was going to throw him a pass for a second.
4th and 2. On the boot, Jenkins is waiting with the pass. Is caught by Dawson Knox, who has his second Thanksgiving night touchdown. The threat of the run. Knox for 24 yards on the back end of it. After the injury to Jameis Winston. Can't find it right now. Hit as he throws, and he found it there. Marquez Callaway on the sideline. It's a first down. There's a flag down back by the quarterback who got hit up by the helmet.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 91.
Chance to.
Yeah, that's why you got to get the ball out of your hands quick.
He does there. Deontay Harris makes a man miss, and Harris gets close to a first down. Jermaine Edmonds traced him down. They play that more than anybody in the league. 2nd and 15 for number 15. Simeon in the middle of the field with the completion. One more time, little Jordan Humphrey. And a New Orleans first down right around the 10-yard line. 24-0 Buffalo. Best drive of the night for the Saints. And Simeon scrambling, throwing end zone, touchdown. Nick Van Nett gets the Saints on the board. And they'll go for 2 to try to make it a 2-possession game.
throw the touchdown.
Saints have struggled mightily going for 2. They've missed their last 9. 10.
Played with a lot of great quarterbacks and some great systems. He's been a great influence on that receiver room, but also as a deep threat in this offense. You know, so much attention goes. Shoot, he's got another opportunity this year.
3rd and inches, and Allen's going to throw, and it's Diggs again. Incomplete. So they choose not to run it with very short to go. If he plays quarterback and reaches some very specific marks statistically, and with how deep the Saints would go, Marquez Callaway, the catch, he's knocked outside the first down, then he would get more of that money. Pegula family involved with the Bills and Sabres in ownership, and watching Josh Allen lead this team to new heights. Completion of Stephon Diggs. They've been going to Diggs here in the second half. Got all his answers, makes a hand signal, and screens it to Breida. Working inside with the speed to the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Touchdown pass 4 on the night for Josh Allen. 23 yards to Matt Breida. The 2nd-round pick out of Wake Forest was also inactive tonight. Flag is down as Montgomery gets it to the 42-yard line, pickup of 7.
He's one of those guys. I think he had 12 letters in high school, football, basketball, baseball.
He did. Shot there, and a pick on cue. Jordan Poyer's got this one. And Poyer will go down at the 44-yard line.
But if you don't have that one lockdown guy who can match the opposing offense's best receiver.
Job by Singletary to get out of the would-be tackle. It's an interesting and a very neat guy. I had the chance to spend some time with him over the last couple of years covering the Bills. Russo pressured Simeon. The throw to the middle is caught by Little Jordan Humphrey to the 25-yard line. It's a first down for the Saints with 3:15 to go. The Patriots visiting. They get the extra long wait. Playing the Monday night after the Thanksgiving. Tony Jones Jr. runs to the 48-yard line and picks up a first down. At least a couple thousand Bills fans enjoying the final snaps of a dominating Thanksgiving performance. Buffalo Bills victory. And Sean Payton, the Saints will fall to 5-6. And Josh Allen and the Bills go to 7-4.